I disagree with some of the things you're saying, but some of the things you're saying are right on. You were in the Army. How much wasted money is the Army that can go to those veterans, get them training, school babies?
Alan, I'm not going to lie to you. It sounds like you got a sock on your mic right now, bud.
Okay, hang on.
You're chopping.
I gotta disconnect from the car. Hold on.
No, but me being in the military, I'll tell you one thing. I joined right when Trump went in 2017, and I got out in 2020, basically right when he got out. And luckily enough, I didn't have to get a COVID vaccine because they were kicking people out a couple months after I got out. But my thing is, I felt more safe, and I felt more like an actual, like, I actually felt like I was fighting for a legit strong country whenever Trump was in. Like, I knew, like, I felt more safe, put it that way. Like, I was in the country of Georgia by myself. Like, we were the only company over there. And I don't know what it is, but I just felt like, you know, if Daddy Trump says to do something, then I'm going to do it the way he says it, and I felt safe. And I was safe the entire time. You know what I mean?
Give me 1 second. Pencil's still asking about FRC. You're asking a legitimate financial advice question. None of us are financial advisors. Nobody could answer that except for Neil, and Neil is no longer here. He'll be here probably tomorrow morning.
Pencil, what I was trying to say, though, is look at historical levels and look where it's at. If your risk reward and you think FRC is going to continue to be purchased out, then, yeah, you're in a play. But if your personal bias is that one of these suitors that are coming in to try to save the bank, you know, may be weary, you may want to look to take profits. You're in a really fucked up territory because our banks are all over the place. Any of these banks can go back under the second somebody pulls their liquidity back out. So you really got to be watching it. If you're swinging the play overnight, you're at the will of the play. If not, if you're worried about losing a few percentile and you've made a bunch today, close your position and take the re-entry tomorrow.
Don't tell him to do that because then you'd be instructing him to do something.
No. I meant as like a trading plan. If you don't think that it's gonna, if you're not comfortable swinging a position for anybody, right?
Yeah.
Have we had that volatile moves overnight? Yes. Is there other plays? Yes.
So if you're already up, in my opinion, I think the better play is as a stock, just overall as a stock, is TRKA. I think that's a better risk reward.
Pencil's been playing the banks, and he's been doing pretty good on it this week, right? But, like, anything can change. It's just, like I said, right now, you're at the whim of the feds. You're going into a huge bank day tomorrow with the interest rate changes. Like, you have a lot riding on swinging a bank play right now. Am I doing it? Yeah, I have calls on Credit Suisse right now. Could they go to fucking zero?
I think a better bank play would be FOA.
No,
I haven't looked at it.
No, FOA is, well, I can't say no because that, like, I'm not 100% positive, but FOA is going to be more for mortgages. And at the price tag that they're currently at, I'm in an accumulation phase rather than like an options type phase, as opposed to like if I was playing, you know, like a bunch of lottos or something like that on one of these like bank sell-offs, because FOA didn't sell off like FRC did or Credit Suisse, or like it didn't have that type of exposure because they're dealing in mortgages.
All right.
Yeah.
I want to switch topics real quick just because this story is absurd and no one's going to believe it anyways.
Hit me.
But I got home from work, right? You know, I normally do my thing where I get eaten off the bus.
Uh-huh.
When doing so, I normally have a little bit of a garden salad next to my car. I get out of my car and have a garden salad while I wait. I was getting ready to do so, and, you know, my car's got mud on it still because I had it got it stuck the other day.
Mm-hmm.
A trooper pulls in behind me and was concerned that I may have went off the road, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, no, I'm good. I'm waiting for my son. He pulls out and leaves. I pull my car down the driveway. I turn around. I go back up the driveway. And as I'm sitting there, another car pulls into my neighbor's driveway and spins it into their front lawn and buries it.
Wow.
Right?
Talk about a coincidence.
So I get out of my car and I walk over, and they're very skittish people, and they're, let's just say I'm not a cop, I'm a fireman, but I can profile people if need be, and I just was very sketched. So I let them know that, you know, it was probably not going to get out because I just had to use a tractor on mine not a week ago. And I let it go. They didn't want my help. So I reached out to a friend of mine who's in the fire department with me, who's also a state trooper. And I just said, hey, can you do me a favor? Your buddy here that just predicted the future for me, can you have him just drive on back and check these guys out? Well,
So
long
so
story
you
short,
so you so you just knock somebody for a DUI.
long story short,
I'm playing.
the
Go.
long story short, the plates on the vehicle are fake.
Oh.
One of the three people decided to dip the scene and leave as soon as they realized what was going on. The second one didn't want to cooperate when the police got there, and they told them that they weren't driving and that they just happened to be trying to help this woman who got her vehicle stuck, and she has now left the scene.
Well, that sounds like a lie.
Oh, fuck yeah, it's a lie. 100% it's a lie. I watched all three of them get out of the vehicle.
That's crazy.
So I just had, yeah. So I you know, I don't like being a narc, but I went over, and when I went to speak to them, they were very skittish, and they were burying their car in my neighbor's yard. So I did the right thing and texted my buddy. But when the cop showed back up and we were talking to him after, I looked at him, I said, you got the lotto numbers? He laughed at me. I said, you just predicted the fucking future by about 3 minutes. Is there anything else you'd like to tell me about the next 24 hours? Because I'd like to hear it.
Especially about the stock market. God.
Where's GME at? I'm not looking at charts. I'm
GME's
standing
at
here watching
25.43.
Oh, dude,
It's up.
I don't think they're fucking
it's up 44.
but I definitely called out GME last week.
Yeah, so did I.
At $16, I said this is a great price to get in.
I was a little bit higher. I was a little bit higher when I mentioned it. I know I was. I was at about 18 and change, but yeah.
So the conversation we had earlier this afternoon, John, I sat and I thought about it, and I went back and forth, and I said, you know what? Again, I'm playing on a small account, right? I got like $120 in my account as of closed, but I was like, the position's $38, so that's about 30. Again, if you're going off with just basic 100, that's 38% of my portfolio right now.
Okay.
It's like, do I swing it? Do I not? And I said, if I'm already in it,
if it hits,
and I kick my ass on it, like if I take it, I was like, I can deal with the $40 loss. I was like, but can I deal in my head? I was like, can I deal with the potential of a $300 to $400 loss if I don't take this right now? Because that's what I'd do tomorrow.
So you
I'd be
FOMO'd.
kicking myself over old money.
You FOMO'd.
Oh fuck yeah, I did. But out of the many times that I've been burned, I finally hopefully will luck out on this one and can reposition and actually start buying shares of shit again now.
Yeah.
Hey Buzz, what do you think how the market's gonna look tomorrow, red or green?
I don't think that Powell can afford to come out and say something that is going to negatively impact the banks. However, I don't think it's really in Powell's control. I think it's more so in control of the people with the big money and how they want to lead the market and, kind of just like whatever their agenda is, if that makes sense.
See, I'm in a little bit of a difference of opinion. I think that Powell's going in, like they sat down today in their little, closed door meeting, and they said, we have two chances here. We can either Volcker the market and get this shit, rip off the Band-Aid, and, if these little banks that are over-leveraged go under, we already have a way to protect the depositors.
Mm-hmm.
They've said multiple times this week that they don't give a shit about the banks. That if they're over-leveraged, that they're going to be held to that. And you know what? Like you said, follow the big money. If this goes into Alan's theory about them trying to buy up these smaller banks, right? Then 100% I can see us getting a full Volcker, letting these smaller banks crash.
You know what? Following big money, what is Citadel doing right now? What are they buying?
Citadel's chasing their asses because of all this shit with Robinhood and being fucked.
Yeah, Citadel's in some trouble. Let's be very clear.
They still gotta be buying shit, no?
You get the back and forth. Of course, they're buying shit. They're gonna buy shit that's running to try to leverage themselves.
Well, they're also high frequency trading. Okay. And then keep in
Is
mind.
there any way to find out what they're trading? Like what
Yeah,
exactly?
well, unfortunately, you'd have to wait for their 13F or whatever it is. But the whole thing about it is A, they're high frequency trading, but B, you know how like all these different institutions have Bitcoin on their balance sheets. Well,
Yes.
now that Bitcoin is going up in price, right? They now have more collateral on their balance sheets to then use, to margin out other positions. So, in my opinion, I believe that they're almost artificially raising the price of Bitcoin to,
Raise their money up.
well,
All right,
yes,
so
and
hold on, real quick. Hold that thought.
okay.
This came out an hour ago. U.S. SEC delays vote on private investment reporting rule. Wall Street's top regulator said on Tuesday that it had postponed a plan to vote on a proposed rule to help protect the stability of the financial system by detecting risk in the $20 trillion asset management. The U.S. SEC announced that it would hold a vote on March 22nd to adopt the proposal issued last year to require large private money managers to alert the agency to signs of stress or mounting risks and how they handle it. However, today, on Tuesday, the SEC spokesman said that the officials have decided that the text of the proposal wasn't quite ready for adoption, and so it had to be removed from the public agenda. It's been a busy few weeks, and the commission has decided to take a little bit more time to form for the Form PF adoption release. So they had a rule that was supposed to be voted on this week to track this exposure when the liquidity was fucked, and they would have to report it to the SEC. Why would we be repealing that and not voting on that? That's something that would be useful in this week and the next coming weeks.
Hey, Sean, on a technical level, you might find this interesting. You know how we put in a 20-cent floor all day long on TRKA?
Yep.
So we made a nice move upwards, right? But we just came back down, and now we're reaffirming the floor.
You're wicking on it, or you're
no. Like we're getting full bars, right? But
okay.
I'm kind of giving you like a pop quiz here, right? What do you think happens next?
You pop if you're confirming that.
Thank
you're gonna
you.
run off.
Thank you. Thank you.
I mean, you may come down. Okay, so I'm looking at it right now, right?
Yep.
I'm on the 1 minute. So that was fuck yeah. So what is your daily? That's why.
Hold on a second. Wait. AMC on a 1 minute just got a super trend. Hold on. I want to see what happens here.
So, and then
Oh fuck me, man! Did it really?
It ran up. It came back down, but it ran up to about 90 cents.
Mother. God,
yo, can you chill out because I'm recording, please?
Oh, I'm terribly sorry.
No, you're good. You are good.
I was so close on buying shares, like literally right before market closed on BBBY, just because I was kind of like using it as a YOLO play.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. I need to start listening to myself more.
I
know they're doing a reverse split, so I think the stock they're going to try to drop it down to like 50 cents.
Well, I personally think it's going to have a nice little run, and then I think it's going to drop. But I'm obviously not a financial advisor.
And that would be my consensus. Anybody who has some sort of fraudulent position is going to want to try to decrease it before share.
I think they're gonna wait till it goes to like 50 cents.
Well, you gotta keep it. You gotta keep in mind.
They're gonna run it up.
You gotta keep in mind that Bed Bath and Beyond is a huge gamma play. So like, it's
also
like 80% short, isn't it?
Well,
if I wake up this week and there's 40-cent strikes on Bed Bath and Beyond, maybe I'll be more inclined to see it drop further, because those fucking market makers are they love to do that shit. But as Buzz is saying, with the gamma, and I was looking at this today, that's why I decided to throw $2 or $3 on a $1 call, just because. If you look, the puts and the calls for the 50-cent strikes, even going out a week or two, are not that heavy. Everything is $1 and above. So if they pushed it down this level, and were able to sell some calls and
GameStop might go again.
Premium.
So sorry to interrupt, but GameStop might go again.
Yeah, so that'll be an option that I'm out at 9:30, regardless.
I would have got out of GameStop now.
Well, he can't. He has options.
I have a $23 call for next week, kid. So that's what I was saying before. I was skeptical about holding it overnight. But I decided to say fuck it, and I was holding it. And just because of, going off of the confirmation of the floor, GME hit that $16 twice tonight, and it bounced off of it. So it kind of gave me a little bit more confidence. If I had gotten down more than 10% on that option, I probably would have cut it.
Anytime GME has its $16, basically, it's always ran right back up every single time. And I don't know why. I just don't listen to myself to just buy into it and then sell once it hits like 25, 26, and then jump right back into it again once it hits. It's literally it's like AMC. It'll run a little bit, about 20, 30%, then it drops down, goes right back up, goes. It's just the same thing.
Well, it sounds that that sounds like Coinbase, where it would hit like 42 to 38 and then just run and then come back down and then do it over again.
And they try to psych you out too by maybe not making it hit. Like maybe they'll have it hit like $17, like $1 short, and then you think they get in, but then they run it back to like 23, and then they drop it down. It's just a constant rotation.
Well, you just got to keep in mind with these meme plays, right? It's a lot of it's psychological. That's why I like to trade things that a lot of people aren't trading.
That's why I'm not in GameStop, and I'm also not in AMC anymore. I'm only in.
So I typically like to all right. There are some like obviously there's some things that I'm in that like don't agree with this, but at the same time I like to trade things that a lot of people aren't trading, simply because I feel like I want to be in at the ground floor, and if I do my DD on the company and I believe in the company, you know what I mean. Like if I get in low and then everybody else finds out about it after me, then I'm I'm the golden goose. You know what I mean?
That's the thing. I think it's great to find it before everybody else does, but then once it starts getting that volume coming in and everything just starts hitting on it, then you have your little nice run. But I feel like we're having I don't know, like TRKA, right? Like I think everybody found out about it almost at the same time as you did.
What? No. Well, no.
See, Mike has been loading. That's where. See, Mike MH has been talking about TRK since before I was even a member of Buzz's community. He was loading it.
His bottom fill was 11 cents.
And that's when we.
Well, then, you know who must be copying you then?
Who?
Teddy's Zane.
I mean, I wouldn't doubt it. I'm not gonna accuse anybody. I'm not gonna accuse anybody of anything, but I am gonna say that in the Mafia, and I might sound cocky here, but we have fire plays, and we come across fire plays, fire DD, and I wouldn't be surprised if other people were making money on it. But you know what? I don't care, because at the end of the day, it's all about my community. That's the way that I see it. And if other people go ahead and take that DD elsewhere, good for them. Let them go ahead and make money if they really feel like it. However, I do think that the person who does the DD should get the credit for it.
Yeah, Teddy Zane's not going to give you it.
No,
so.
well, I had to make a video calling him out because he was bashing AMC Bigums and Boss Blunts and like over some nonsense. So that guy's actually a clown in my opinion. But that's the last time I even want to talk negative about anybody like that. You know what I mean?
We don't need to bring bad juju going on.
No, exactly.
Okay, so what would you say was your number one play that you've ever called out ever on
HKD?
HKD?
Yeah, HKD. I called it at like $17.
What is HKD even at?
No, after I called it, it ran to $2,500.
No, I remember that.
My second best one, probably Coinbase and CONL. CONL has done me very, very well.
TXLL.
TSLL is another good one but because of the price tag, it's not going to move as much percentage wise, so it's not going to be as volatile as CONL, right? So I think CONL might have been that's probably like my number 2. Styx has to be up there. Revlon has to be up there. AI has to be up there. I hit a lot of really, really nice fucking bangers, dude. Like, just saying.
No, I agree.
But like, I don't want to sound cocky. And a lot of it's not even my own DD. A lot of it is not my own DD. A lot of it is the community coming together, talking about something, and then doing research together about the publicly accessible information, and then deciding like how I feel about the stock at that point. You know what I mean?
You know what I think most other communities' problems are that you don't have really a problem with?
What's that?
Is talking about a play after it runs.
Well,
I see that all the time on YouTube. Is people will start talking about a play after it runs to act like they got into it before, but really they're just sitting there talking about a play that ran, and then they act like that they talked about it before it ran.
Yeah,
I see it all the time.
You gotta have the receipts.
Well, okay, so yeah, that and then the fact.
That's why I don't listen to anybody else besides you.
Well, I appreciate that. I just try to I don't know keep it real and treat people how I would want to be treated. You know what I mean? Like the people out there that pay or like that charge what like $20 a month for Discord and stuff like that. Like I'm sorry, I think that we have an absolute fire Discord thanks to Sean, and it's free. Like yes, I do need donations. Yes,
I mean, I wouldn't say it's free. We have a very
yes
supportive community and has helped me out with the bots.
Correct.
Oh, okay. Are free, but we don't charge anybody to come into the Discord.
Correct. And yes, donations would be great, and things of that nature. But at the same time, I think that there are people that are abusing their platform.
Oh, all the time. Like what? I'm not going to say it, but more whores, more put it together.
I got what you're saying, and I'm not a fan, but I just think that people abuse their platform, and I think that everyone should have a say, and I think that everyone's opinion should be heard, but the thing is about the whole like opinions being heard thing is that people need to be able to agree to disagree, and people don't agree to disagree these days. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
That's a problem. Yeah, and another problem that I have is
hold on, big news for Finman and the rest of our BBIG fam. C-Pain just retweeted or posted about Tim and Lauren's efforts to try to take a seat on the board.
That's awesome. So another thing, and this is kind of everyone's problem though. We call out such bangers here, and again, I don't want to be cocky, but like there's just some DD that we do that just unreal, and I just don't have money to be in every single one, and that kind of stinks. But that's only natural. That's only natural. And another thing is like we find them so often that it just like we're able to rinse repeat. You know what I mean? So instead of talking about the plays that already happened, like what you're talking about in other communities, we're talking about a play that is developing. You know what I mean? That way we could rinse repeat into the next one.
My problem is I have so much money in the stock market that I don't want to add any more. And a lot of times now I'm almost as if I'm like waiting for the play to take off, like Cosm or TBLT. Like, but like especially Cosm or Sin. There you go.
Yep.
That's another good one.
Yep.
Like just wait to use that money to get in another play, but they're just it's a long process, which is annoying in my opinion.
Yeah, but hey, you know what? It is what it is, and if we don't adapt and overcome, then what are we gonna do? Sit there and complain about it? No, you know what I mean.
I gotta bail out later. I'll be back.
Later. But I mean, I don't know. I just am very confident in the community as a whole, which I think is great. I think I'm very, very happy that this community, I could call it my own. I just think that we have great DD. I think that plays just appear out of nowhere. And the availability to be able to rinse repeat is something that a lot of other communities don't have, which is why they go ahead and reminisce on past things that, which what you were referring to. You know what I mean?
I don't know if you remember, but Neil was talking about how Cosm wants to hit $3 that he would think about getting in. I don't know, but I mean it's basically at $3 right now. I think that's going to be coming up soon. How do you feel?
I trust Neil just as much as I trust myself. So if he said that, then I also agree.
Honestly, I'd give Neil my Social Security right now and my bank information, and I trust him with it.
Yeah, I mean, like, Neil is... We don't deserve Neil in our community. And for anybody listening, Neil is a... He is a beloved member of the community. He is an ex-hedge fund owner. He is an ex-veteran. He was in the Special Forces. He worked at the Pentagon. We don't deserve Neil. We don't deserve Neil, so any time that he gives to us, I think that we need to really pay attention and listen to what, like, he has to say, because you guys sometimes ask me questions that may be perceived as financial advice, which I refuse to answer, but Neil, on the other hand, has his certifications and all of that stuff, where he could go ahead and he could, answer things that I cannot, or, Sean cannot, or whoever cannot. So I think that a lot of us have to realize that as well. But with what he said about TRKA and Credit Suisse, right? That made me feel so much more confident about like my plays.
What did he say about Credit Squeeze? I didn't, or Squeezy, whatever you call it. I didn't even hear him talk about that one.
He said, so I said that I liked it on a technical rebound, like as not even like a full retrace, but like at least like a a nice little banger, right?
A little rebound. I agree with that.
Okay, so he said to me, when I was in high school, right? He went to a civics class, and they all had to pick a stock, right? And he selected Rolls Royce, and Rolls Royce literally just went out of business, right? So he said, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna buy Rolls Royce. He ended up winning the civics competition, right? Because Rolls Royce was way oversold, right? And they were able to go ahead and obviously, I guess keep the wheels turning, pun intended. You know what I mean?
So Neil has basically been a genius since he came out of the womb, is what I'm understanding.
I mean, he probably has like 6 capes. I don't know. I mean, he probably has like 6.
He's basically Batman.
Well, he's got to have at least one day off, probably, right? So that's why I'm saying 6 instead of 7. It's kind of unreal. Are you in Credit Suisse?
I was yesterday for like 20 minutes, and then I told myself, I was like, I'd rather get in TRKA. So I kind of moved my money over to TRKA because...
God, GameStop.
Let me see.
Oh my God, GameStop. It's going again.
Holy fuck. Sorry, excuse my language.
No, you're gravy, bro. You are fantastic. But no, I think that Neil is like something that we need to like really like pay attention to when he says something. And everybody could be wrong sometimes. You know what I mean?
Is Neil in Credit Suisse?
I don't think he did. I don't think he took it, right? But when I was asking him, because of my own accord, right? He talked pretty strongly in regards to it being a company that he doesn't see going away. And at the valuation, under $1, right? He thought that it would be a fair assumption to see a little bit of a retrace. He also said TRKA from 20 cents to 27 cents.
And he was basically spot on.
Well, it didn't hit 27 cents yet. We'll see, like after So
it almost hit. I thought it did hit 27.
no, not today. But
Last week, right?
he literally said that by this week he thinks that TRKA will easily be able to clear 27 cents.
I need to buy more then.
I mean,
Fuck me.
you do you. He's the financial advisor, not me. But that's why I'm comfortable with my positions in TRKA. That's why I'm comfortable with my positions in Credit Suisse.
Did you hop in TBLT?
Not yet, and that screwed me up because I missed it, even though I called it. It's all right though, because like I said, I'll be able to rinse repeat, and it'll be right on to the next one. You know what I mean? It is what it is. But
I just sold a little bit of something, and I'm gonna. Ooh, it dropped as I sold. Look at that. Look at TBLT. It literally dropped as I sold it just now.
did you get the top fill or no?
I did. Yeah, I did. Wow.
Yeah. It's coming right back up though.
It'll come back up.
Yeah, it literally. I mean, right now it just drove down to the 48. That's it.
God, I'm about to buy Switch TRK then. Give me 1 sec. I love being able to buy after hours.
Oh yeah, absolutely. All right, Pencil saying CISO could swing. I mean, there's a lot of things that could swing though, realistically. Like, I see so many plays on the board right now. It's disgusting.
I think there's going to be a big move tomorrow for meme plays.
I think that there's going to be a big move again in the market, but what I'm wondering is how is the market going to react to JPOW? Also, we're about to get a cup and handle on ETH, by the way.
Yo, do you have GME still up?
What?
Do you have GME still up on your chart?
I could.
You should.
Now I do. Oh, yep.
I'll be right back. Don't end the live. I'll be back.
Okay, I'm chilling. GME is pushing.
First profitable quarter in 2 years.
I agree, Cohen. I agree. The one thing that I was hoping for was a little bit of forward guidance, but honestly, that letting the numbers do the talking, like how he said, right? I'm okay with that. Like, all right, let's let the numbers do the talking. I just hope that people don't overhold, if that makes sense. And I don't want people to take that the wrong way about like holding it for too long, because people will say, oh, well then, how's the squeeze going to happen? This, that, or the third. I just don't want it to squeeze, right? And then have people that just held it throughout the squeeze and then, now they're in a repeat mode. Does that make sense?
That makes sense.
I mean, I don't know.
I gotta jump back out. I just wanted to see Jimmy. I'm just trying to figure out stuff for my sell on my call in the morning.
Okay. Did I sell Snapchat for better plays like you? No, that Snapchat is in a different portfolio that I'm not touching. I'm absolutely not touching that. Snapchat has gaps on it that make it extremely, extremely dangerous to the upside. 15% is owned by China. And with that being said, I'm using it to kind of, I guess protect myself on tech, I guess, like a little bit. Credit Suisse? Oh, yeah, I'm still in Credit Suisse at the time being. I might not be in it tomorrow. Like, I might sell it going into J Powell. I don't know. I have no.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, good.
So this is kind of off topic here.
Okay.
So I started recently, right?
You started what?
And I'm DoorDash, like I'm a DoorDasher. Like
Okay.
I'll deliver food,
Okay.
basic. So my problem is with people, and especially in College Station, is that people will use DoorDash, right, because they're lazy enough to go get their own food, or they just don't really feel like it, or something's going on, whatever it is. And to use DoorDash, and this is just me complaining a little bit, to be able to actually buy off of DoorDash, they charge you like an extra, like almost like $10-15, depending on how much you buy, what it is.
Mm-hmm.
But they charge you so much extra. And my problem is, if you can afford DoorDash, because I actually had a guy that sent me a message, and he had a pretty big order, but he gave me like $2 as a tip. But my problem is, if you're gonna order DoorDash, it's basically like gonna go eat at a restaurant. Like you need to be able to tip somebody, especially if they're driving somewhere to get something for you.
Okay, yeah, it's a little bit that's way off topic. To me that just comes down to treating people with respect.
Well, there's more people out there with no respect then.
Oh, absolutely. It's unfortunate, but yeah.
I brought my acceptance rate down to like 30% because I declined so many orders. Because the nice thing about DoorDash is you can see how much you actually get paid before you do it, which I didn't know at first. But yeah, so that was just me ranting for a second there.
No, you're good.
Somebody
man.
wanted me just now to deliver. It was a 10-mile drive, and they were tipping me $1, and I would have made like $3 extra from DoorDash, $4 altogether, just to
AMC
drive 10 miles.
AMC. Yeah, are you watching my stream?
I'm getting on. Wow.
Yeah, hello.
Holy shit.
Language, we're on stream.
Sorry.
Even though I curse all day long every day.
I can't help it, man. The military instilled it in me. Bro, you should have heard me when I first got out. It was literally every sentence for everything, so I've gotten a lot better.
So kind of like, yeah. I get
it was really...
21. Bitcoin might go here? Wait, I just want to see if Bitcoin goes. Hold on. Bitcoin, what are you doing? VWAP is in the Sonic R right now. What?
Is Sean going to come back?
He said he was going to.
Okay. Are you're going to stay live, right? Because I kind of want to like listen to you and watch the chart.
Well, if you guys are gonna if you guys are gonna bail, I'm probably gonna bail. There's only 16 people in here, so like I'm just hanging out. You know what I mean?
I want to watch it live though. I like looking at your face.
I actually don't even have my face up.
Can you put it back up for me?
No, that's kind of weird.
That's not fair.
Can you multitask like I'm doing?
You want to play COD?
All right. We're getting way off topic. I'm clipping this live. Or no, I'm gonna stay on live, but I'm gonna clip the recording. I hope that you guys like me and my friends, like random banter.